Hmm. Water. Okay, so let's actually start by investigating the body. I'll inspect the rest of the scene first. Oh, you turd. Okay, fine. Let's see. Anything over here? Nothing on the camera. Nothing on this wall. There's blood here. Doo-doo. There was blood speckled across the floor. I didn't notice it at first due to the room's restricted lighting. Been playing AI the Somnium Files? I have that game, and I need to play it. Are you liking it? But now, after my eyes had time to adjust, it couldn't be more obvious.
I see.
Looks like it passes into the hallway, too. If only we had a blood DNA test. I'd completely missed these during the blackout. Speaking of, after the body discovery announcement, everyone barged into the boiler room through this door. Yet these blood spots. It's good, saw it on Twitch back in 2019. Yeah, I've had it for a while and I still haven't played it. Depending on how long it is, maybe I might do that one on stream. I don't know. There's so many games to play on stream. Why can't I just not have to eat, drink, shit, sleep, nothing? I just sit here and play games 24/7. No, that would drive me nuts. Eventually you guys will find out I pick my nose or something. Yet these blood spots don't look smudged. I'm guessing they were already dry by the time any of us got here. In which case, could this be Wolfgang's blood? Blood spots have been added to the Truth Bullet section of your Tozu trinket. Okay. Anything back here? Generator. It looks like it exploded. Yeah, it's all black and soot. Half the generator's internals had melted away, and what still remained was almost completely singed. Ugh, bruh. I used to work with, like, really high-powered voltage, breakers and stuff, and they would show you videos of, like, what would happen if you didn't do the right things, and you will get shocked and stuff. It's, like, instant obliteration. Like, it's terrifying. Oh. I was always so scared working on those things. Yeah. This was definitely the cause of the power outage. What could have melted the wires, though? It looked like a bomb had gone off in there.
That's...
Now that I think about it, during the game tournament, taking a deep breath, I steadied my grip on the controller and pushed both joysticks as hard as I could. Kaboom! Huh? All of a sudden, the world around me turned pitch black. So you think it was a bomb? There'd been a loud boom right before the blackout happened. Similar to the fireworks going off, or someone firing a gun.
That's...
Did I overhear the sound of the generator being destroyed? Nothing else near the dining hall could have made that kind of noise, I don't think. Generator has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your Tozu trinket. If my assumption is correct, the generator would have been destroyed around the same time the murder was committed. That's suspicious as hell. There's no way the two events are connected. But I'm also working purely off my memory of the boom. To be absolutely sure, I need to know when exactly the blackout occurred. Is there any way for me to find out? Whoa, 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 there's a cord down here. Huh? There's a cord in the water. Judging by the length, I think it's an extension cord. What the hell happened to the other end of it? There was no internal plug, just a frayed tip lined with a black substance. A frayed tip lined with a black substance? Bruh, I won't lie, this is actually, like, really curious how, like, what I'm learning right now. Water. I have no idea what happened. Had the cord been burnt? I heard those CRTS monitors are dangerous to work on. I've never worked on one before. Actually, I won't lie. Acronyms are really hard for me, so I can't really remember what CRTS stands for. I didn't see this cord in the boiler room either, so it probably came from somewhere else. One of the storage rooms, maybe. It wasn't always in this condition, that's for sure. A cathode ray tube. Whoa. Oh, CRT monitor. That's what it stands for? Cathode ray tube? That sounds science fiction-y as fuck. I think Just the name cathode ray tube would make me feel like it's dangerous. Oh, that's a lot of volts! Wait, didn't they say it's not the voltage that kills you, it's the amperage? Bruh, it's been so long since I've been an electrician, I don't know. I don't remember. I might as well not even say I'm an electrician anymore. I'm dumb now. I'm just gonna take my degree and toss it. I think it is amperage. I could always ask too. I think they have a large capacitor. Oh, okay. Shit, dude. That's so scary though. All the items we've been provided so far, light bulbs, speakers, a fridge, they've worked perfectly well. So what happened to this cord? And why was it even in the water? First off, I wouldn't have water with a generator. The water in the boiler room scares the shit out of me. Extension cord has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your Tozu trinket. Oh yeah, I can push F. Yeah. So, oh, taser. A taser gun? Pretty random thing to be lying around a crime scene. Definitely wasn't in the boiler room prior to the murder either. Did that mean this taser gun was involved in the murder? On closer inspection, nothing about the gun looked particularly strange. Had it even been used? Pretty sure taser guns dispense some kind of wire when fired. Nearby were some yellow pieces of plastic on the floor. They were the same shade of yellow as the taser gun. Had these originally been attached to it? I can't tell where they would fit in the gun though. Never mind. What's the point in making guesses when I can just get him to confirm? After all, someone who's a pro wielding guns should know them better than anyone else. Taser gun has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your Tozu trinket. Okay, so here's the thing. If Wolfgang was standing in water, could you have just shot the water with the taser and it would still affect him? Would that work? Or would it just tingle? They use electron guns. That way they have 1600 or 16,000 volts. I've never. Have you worked on them in a show? I've never worked on anything like that. That's crazy. Okay, now the body? No. He wants me to talk to people. No, thank God. Yeah, some people who have dangerous jobs like that, I just hope they're getting paid like a shit ton of money.
Hello?
Winona? You're still here?
Seriously?
Is there a problem with that? Why does she need to frame everything I say in the worst light? I'm preparing to hold a one-on-one session with Ulysses. I was consulting him about something important before we were interrupted by the announcement. Is that what you were doing before the blackout?
Huh?
Repeat that?
It's simple.
The blackout. Were you still with Ulysses when it happened?
Come on.
You're not speaking any sense. There was no power outage. Huh? She can't be serious. That blackout affected the entire building. Unless...
Anyways.
Let me rephrase. Where were you when the murder happened?
Sheesh.
Where were you? At Cassidy's game tournament in the dining hall.
Oh, really?
Really? Not what I expected.
Let me see.
Ulysses and I spent this morning by the large tree. We stayed there up to and including the time of Wolfgang's murder. Sounded like she had an alibi then. As for the location she mentioned, I assume this entire building complex connected to the one generator. But it made more sense for that tree area to have its own separate system. Hence, why it didn't lose power. What about the courtyard though? Was anyone there at the time of the blackout? Blackout has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your Tozu trinket.
Hi.
Oi, take a whiff of the air. Ain't there something off about it? I followed his instructions and sniffed the air.
That's...
It smells like burnt rubber.
That ain't it.
'Cause of the busted generator, yeah. But that's not what I'm talking about. There was another scent. A real bitter one. You might actually be onto something. It's almost like cereal and rubbing alcohol?
Bad news.
Indeed. I'm suspecting a mighty chemical reaction at work. I've had my fair share of travels across the sea, and I'm no stranger to foul play. There's no stench worse than one of a disastrous combustion.
It is how it is.
Thing is, I got no idea where it's coming from. Really? The smell is supposedly that of a chemical reaction. Where else could it be coming from besides the busted generator? Unless Jean's conclusion about the smell is wrong? I wouldn't put it past him. Odd smell has been added to the cereal and vodka. Wow, I said rubbing alcohol. Why is it showing vodka? Dude, Tozu getting his own vodka brand would be so cool. Odd smell has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your Tozu trinket. Moony Foodies.
Terrible.
The generator over there is partially submerged in the water. I think it would be wise to stay out on this platform. Was he worried about the water being electrified? Ava and I managed to stand in it way back when. I don't see why now would be any different. Then again, the generator wasn't damaged last time.
Damn.
Yeah, since Wolfgang is kneeling in the water, we should avoid touching him.
No.
You don't know for sure if the water's unsafe.
Huh?
Huh?
Listen to me.
Before you start making conclusions, you should experiment first. Saying that, Ava walked over to a pile of boxes and pulled out a light bulb. Oh, I see what you're doing. Hi, CJ! I'm back. For one day, because I'm busy tomorrow, I'm sorry. Sure enough, Ava went straight to the edge of the platform and threw the light bulb into the water.
Look.
See? It's not lighting up. That means the water is safe.
Well, I
see. Then I suppose it's safe to inspect Wolfgang.
Okay.
Are you going to? I think I will observe from afar instead. Now isn't the time to be listening to your nerves. I have my massage in an hour? Ooh, CJ, go get those muscles smushed. Why did you move over here? It's
the struggle.
I feel it is highly important we investigate anything and everything we can. That is why I moved over here to investigate. More like he didn't want to be near Wolfgang's body. And what was a first for the investigation? Something other than fear appeared on Ulysses' face. It was curiosity.
Eh?
What is it? Look at the floor in front of the door.
That's...
Yes,
Seriously?
this is just a small piece of scrap metal. I'll be right back, hold up. For some reason I almost read that as hold my beer.
Do you think?
Even so, it's still a part of the crime scene. It necessitates documentation.
That's not important.
Seriously? Something this small means nothing. It could have come from the generator, or the pipes above us. Ingrid could have been carrying it for all we know. This guy, there's so much here he could actually document. And instead he's focusing on some flimsy piece of metal. Dude, come on. You know that flimsy piece of metal is gonna be like the thing that breaks this case now. All the more reason to rely on myself. Thin piece of metal has been added to the Truth Bullet section. That's a bobby pin. That's a bobby pin. I'm sorry. My list of subjects has been cut in half. Because who has bobby pins? Who has bobby pins and leaves them everywhere? Women! And cosplayers. Bruh, every time I clean up a hotel room after me and my friends go to a convention and we all do cosplay, or we're all cleaning up, getting ready to leave the hotel, I do my best, tidy the place up, you know, so the housekeepers don't have to deal with too much. I find at least 20 bobby pins unaccounted for. Okay, let's talk to Ava. Aren't you going to investigate Wolfgang? Me?
Yeah.
Who else? Back when we mistook that dummy for a body, you poked it pretty nonchalantly.
Hang on.
That's different. I never thought it was real.
I see.
Now that we were finally advancing in the investigation, her cool composure had all but vanished. Typical, I guess. She can only keep up an act for so long. Dude, Damon is like honestly pretty harsh. It's refreshing though, because like a lot of pro tags are like, it's okay, it's just because it's a hard job, I can do it. And he's just like, wow, pussy. I love Ava so much. Okay. Inspect the rest of the scene first. Oh. Honestly, I didn't even see that down there. Damn. What else do I have to look at? Wait, what's that? Shrapnel. Chunks of something red were floating nearby the generator. It almost looked like metal. Or maybe plastic? Were these originally part of the generator? The colors and material don't seem to match, though. Shrapnel has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your Tozu Trinket. What does that look like? Dude, I can't even tell. Maybe like a soup can or something. Or a solo cup filled with, like, magnets. Okay, now I should be able to look at his body. No, okay. Let's see, what else? I got the blood. The taser's still blue for some reason. After all, someone who's a pro at wielding guns should know better than anyone else. I got a new Sonic Lego set today. Hey, I love Lego so much. Okay, so I can't keep talking to... So I can't talk to the guy about the gun yet. Does Jean have anything else? Chemical reaction. Okay, it's the same thing. Tiny piece of scrap metal. Winona? No, that's cute. I love the Lego sets of today. They're getting really creative with their Lego sets. Warning by the tree. Okay, maybe Ava has something else to say.
The dummy didn't stink, so I knew it wasn't real. The situation we're in, it's totally different from that.
Okay. Maybe the vent? Wait, what the fuck? There's a knife back here. Hold up, hold up. Dude, that's hidden. That's so hidden. A knife? Why was a knife floating in the water? Floating? But it's a knife. Is it plastic? Do you want to know something really adorable? Whoa, what? What up? What? A knife? On the blade and in the surrounding water, I could make something out. The unmistakable color of blood. There's no doubt about it. This knife must have something to do with the murder. Why the knife was here and not actually on the platform, I had no idea. Knife had been added to the Truth Bullet section of your Tozu Trinket. Alright. Feels like I've given the boiler room a good rundown. Which means... just yesterday, Wolfgang was talking with us. Eating breakfast with us. And now he's... dead. Who had the resolve to commit such a needlessly brutal murder? To go so far as to mangle his body? I couldn't unpack it. I didn't know how to. This wasn't just some dummy I had to investigate. This was a real person. It was so far out of my expertise, let alone my comfort zone.
Hello.
Do you want to inspect him?
Holy crap, did she really have to scare me like that?
Oh, it's winking. Oh, that's cute.
God, I love Tails. He's probably my favorite Sonic character. Yeah, I do want to inspect him. It's just the idea of getting close to him.
Where?
I'll investigate with you. It'll be easier for both of us that way. Right?
Right.
She's so sweet to me. Wolfgang laid completely still, his face frozen in a look of horror. I feel so bad for him. I loved him. Now! My sweet Wolfgang. His once bright eyes were shrouded in darkness, and his mouth was open, as if he'd been killed mid-scream. Ava's expression said it all. Wolfgang did everything in his power to make us outcasts, and make the worst of us. At times, I even hated him for it. Aww. I mean, it's good that the voice actor is really sweet. I like to think that all voice actors should be sweet. But this brought no relief to either of us. Wolfgang. What happened in his final moments that left him so terrified? Was it the realization he was about to die? Mulling over that what ifs won't bring me any closer to solving Wolfgang's murder. Right now, my focus should be to find evidence. And that begins by investigating his body. Hand! Chili dog. Bro, I'm so happy that he still loves chili dogs. They never took that away from him. With the way Wolfgang was slumped over the platform, it almost looked like he'd fallen on top of it.
Focus.
Let me see if his palms are scratched. As I knelt down to take a closer look,
Huh?
trickling out from under the cuff of Wolfgang's sleeve and onto the rest of his hand, a strange injury that looked a lot like a tree sapling. He was shocked. He's electrocuted. That looks like a lightning bolt. Pow! Have you seen the scars people get when they survive lightning strikes? It's honestly pretty dope. If I had to have a tattoo of any sort, I'd only want it from a lightning strike. Specifically, I survived from, though. It's the only tattoo I'd ever get, and that's because nature gave it to me. Was this a burn mark? When I looked at Wolfgang's other hand, I saw the same thing. Markings that seemed to extend down the arm.
The hell?
Ava, look at this.
Hello.
Let me see. Yeah, burn marks. That's really horrible. They look like gross little veins. What inflicted them?
That's...
There's a taser a little ways off from here where we're standing, but I couldn't find anything to indicate it's been fired. So the only other thing I can think of is the generator.
Is that really true?
Why the generator?
I know.
The thing has clearly been destroyed by something. Maybe Wolfgang got caught in that something, and that's how he died.
Not sure.
I'm not sure. The generator seems too far away from where Wolfgang is lying to cause burns like these.
Look at this.
Plus, the room's water isn't conductive, so electricity couldn't have traveled through it.
Right.
You're right. Anything able to melt the generator's wires should have burnt his suit to a crisp, too. Exactly.
Thinking.
I think Wolfgang received these burns outside the boiler room. There's just nothing here that could leave these markings. As for the actual place he got burned, guess we'll have to try and find it ourselves. That is, if such a place even exists. While it's possible the generator may not have been involved in the murder, it seemed unlikely that Wolfgang made a detour for the boiler room after being severely burnt. After all, burns like his would definitely paralyze someone. Burn marks added. As for the Wolfgang's palms, as the Wolfgang, they didn't have any markings on them. Still, he must have fallen somehow. Why else would he be lying on the platform? Face, body, laser specifically. I'll do face. That beautiful, beautiful face. There didn't seem to be any strange markings on Wolfgang's face. However, along the back of his neck was a massive bruise. Someone fucking karate chopped the shit out of him, dude! Who's strong enough to karate chop? Well, honestly, kind of a lot of people in this place. A massive bruise. That looks like a really bad injury. Almost his entire neck is discolored.
Damn.
Right. How did he get this on the back of his neck? Nothing around us seems to have left it. This might sound morbid, but what if it's a sign of his body decomposing?
That's...
Can a body really decompose this fast? It could, or it could not. It probably depends on the environment. As in the temperature?
Correct.
Correct. Cold places are generally better at preserving things than warm, humid areas like this boiler room.
Thinking.
Kind of like dairy products. There's a good comparison. Tone deaf one, but sure. Wolfgang didn't have this bruise yesterday, at the very least. If he did, it would have been super noticeable.
fair.
Yeah, true. Turning my attention back to Wolfgang, I caught something else on his body. Near the mark on his neck, but not directly overlapping it. A red dot? Dude, how many times did this guy get knocked out? Is that like a knockout and a syringe? Like, what? There's so much going on in this murder.
Uh?
Is that a beauty mark? Doesn't look like it. The skin around the dot seems to be inflamed. It reminds me of a pop pimple. The sort of wound you could easily inflict on yourself.
So,
Then you don't think this is related to the murder?
It might not be, but
There must be something.
judging by the lack of scabbing, this was inflicted pretty recently. So we may as well keep it in mind.
Hi, Zero!
Wolfgang's neck has been added. Wolfgang's neck has been added to.
Oh, my baby! My poor little baby boy!
Okay. Now we have his body, and then we have his blazer in particular. Let's look at the blazer. Wolfgang's suit was completely crumpled, a far cry from his once clean appearance. Water had seeped into the pants, completely ruining the fabric. Huh? As I leaned in close, I spotted a folded piece of paper sticking out from his back pocket. Though it was soaked, it wasn't completely destroyed.
Damn.
I really don't want to touch him, but with my thumb and index finger, I snatched the paper out of his pocket, taking care not to brush my hand against his body. I gingerly folded open the paper, aware that some of the wetter spots could fall apart immediately, and found a message written inside.
That's some very ugly handwriting.
No, you guys are just slowly collecting the entire set. That's so cute.
Do you recognize it?
No.
A lot of the text is unreadable. Whoever wrote this probably used a low-quality pen. Although, at the bottom of the page, fragments of a message were still visible. Secret. 8:15 a.m. Boiler room. Close the door. Doesn't this read a lot like a command? Hold up. Is that my sticky note that I put in the camera? Because didn't I also write something that said, 8:15? Boiler room? Is that my handwriting? Oh no. Did he find my note? He went into my room, found my note, went down to the boiler room, and got caught in an explosion or something? Like, what the fuck? Was someone trying to kill me? I don't know. Or maybe someone was trying to frame me. Two birds with one stone, basically. Whoever wanted to get out, they need to get the lawyer out, otherwise they can never get off scot-free. Kill the lawyer and frame it to be that he went down there to meet my character, aka now my character is the one getting framed.
It seems like someone wanted to arrange a private meeting with him here.
I see.
Could that someone be the culprit?
not sure.
8:15 a.m. Oh, a.m. Sorry, mine was p.m.
That's a long time before the time of death, though.
Maybe there was a struggle. Or maybe Wolfgang arrived late.
There must be something.
Either way, this message is Stop bonking me! I know I'm wrong! Definitely a valuable clue. Falls from the ceiling? Oh, hi, Turbo. It's our only insight into Wolfgang's movements before his death.
Well,
Now I really want to know where everyone was at the time.
I woke up at 8:30 a.m. this morning, so I was asleep when this meeting was scheduled to happen. You just got home? I'm glad you're home. Now to relax.
If only 35 minutes before the tournament. Oh, it's... Cassidy, Jet, Mark, and I would have already been in the dining hall.
Right.
Setting up equipment.
That's...
As for the other students, directly asking them where they were at 8:15 a.m. might be risky.
where?
Because they would wonder where we got the time from.
Exactly. And I'd prefer to keep this note between the two of us. At least for now. Suspicious note has been added to the truth bullet section of your Tozu trinket. Is it AM or is it PM? It kind of looks like AM. Okay.
Anyways.
This thing about a secret. What do you think that means?
Gah.
Well, I'm not really sure. It could be referring to anything.
Anything, huh? Okay, here's the thing. I just realized I cough like a damn toddler when I'm alone. How does a toddler cough? You just don't cover it. I gotta hate it when kids do that. Especially because there's so many times kids have done that literally right next to me and I just want to push them. I won't though, because they're kids. I won't. Let's just specify that right now. I just really want to. to take their little heads and go, no, away from me. Cough that way. I still think it's someone trying to say it was me. I think someone's trying to frame me. You know what it means?
I know.
I have an idea. The author of this letter might be talking about Wolfgang's blackmail. Yep, because they already boiled down to whom I have who's to blackmail, and so he probably knew that I had it. So someone was probably pretending to be me, telling him that they wanted to talk about the blackmail to go down there, and so if anything comes out, and then he's there, everyone's like, well, he went down for the blackmail. You had the blackmail, which means it was totally you. O-mouth and the tongue sticks out a bit like a taco. Ew, gross. You're right. Kids do cough like that. That's so gross.
Huh.
If they claimed to have it, they could have baited him here without much issue. After all, Wolfgang asked us to meet with the person whose blackmail we had.
Strange.
Oh, dude, so if I showed him the blackmail, he wouldn't have fallen for this. Oh, no. I murdered him. At least I only do that when I'm alone. That's true. That's true. You're only a toddler alone. A derelict boiler room is a pretty ominous place to meet someone, though. It would have been Wolfgang's first time here, too. Assuming he didn't explore this floor beforehand.
What could it be?
Either he didn't see the super obvious danger in meeting here alone, or he did realize and just didn't care.
Right.
Does that change anything about what I said?
Well, duh. If Wolfgang knew the warning signs, his reason for coming might have less to do with integrity
You see?
and more to do with desperation.
Huh?
Desperation?
To know the details of his blackmail.
I see.
It would stand to reason.
If only Wolfgang had hidden his notes somewhere safe instead of bringing it here. It would have been valuable evidence.
I doubt he could have envisioned anything or something like this happening. Oh, and now he'll never know what that blackmail was. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry, Turbo. One of my favorite characters died. He was never really on his guard during the killing game. Except around you and me, I guess. And then his body. And now you have to look at it. I'm sorry. Now that I think about it, the place where Wolfgang laid? The place where Wolfgang laid was odd. Would I be lying? The place where Wolfgang is lying was odd. Was lying? Is? No, I'm actually not sure. English is hard. How did he even die? That's what we're here to solve. What were the chances he would end up here? Between the only opening of the fence. The one spot where he could kneel over like this. Was it possible he'd been trying to climb onto the platform before he died? It's strange why he didn't use the stairs though. And even stranger that he was even in the water. That seemed to be everything I could gather.
Hello.
Hey, Damon. Since we've inspected the boiler room, we should find the students who left and ask them for their testimonies.
Right.
They went upstairs to investigate Wolfgang's dorm, right? Ooh, I get to see his room?
Yes, because of what I said earlier. The victim's last known whereabouts are the best places to search for clues.
Okay.
All right. Let's see what they've been up to. Apart from collecting testimonies, there were two other matters on my mind. One, getting Desmond to inspect the taser gun. And two, pinpointing exactly when the blackout occurred in case it happened at the time of the murder. I walked over to the boiler room door, which had been left slightly ajar. But as I began to pull it the rest of the way open, I noticed it. The doorknob. Something about it looked different. Hey, Ava. The doorknob. I think it's been flipped.
Flipped? Are you sure?
Take a look for yourself. The first time we woke up here, I'm pretty sure this lock was on the inside, not the outside.
Is that really true?
How would someone be able to flip a doorknob, though?
That's...
By unscrewing it, probably.
Okay. Why didn't you say something earlier?
Huh?
What do you mean? This is the first time I've noticed it.
Is that really true?
Really? You didn't notice it back when you entered the boiler room with Kai?
No, not even then. It might have been because of the darkness or my own nerves, but back then I wasn't paying attention to small details like the doorknob. All I wanted to do was enter the boiler room.
Anyways.
I know that makes me sound stupid.
Listen to me.
It's okay. I mean,
I probably would have noticed the doorknob had I been there, but that's besides the point. Alright. AKA that bobby pin was used to open the door. Open the door to get inside to plant the bomb. I'm pinning it together. Anyway, this discovery paints an interesting picture. Since the lock was now accessible from the hallway, you could technically lock the boiler room shut without ever stepping foot in it. Meaning that if you wanted to lock someone inside the boiler room, all you have to do is lure them in and close the door behind them. Boiler room doorknob added.
Moving on.
Come on, we need to collect people's testimonies before the investigation ends. Right, let's go. I love how, like, oops. Everyone else, they're investigating, but really they're doing bumfuck nothing, you know? Yes, please. As a million questions rattled away in my mind, I followed Ava out of the boiler room. Actually, Ava, before we go upstairs, it's probably worth checking out the storage closets first. Why?
I know.
I found something in the boiler room that might be related to them. Judging by the length, I think it's an extension cord. Okay, well, I already read that part earlier. The extension cord. We should confirm if it did indeed come from the storage closet. Okay,
However,
but first, I want to talk to Cassidy.
Come again?
You want to talk to her? Yes, I want to talk to her. Is that bad? She wasn't much help last investigation.
well,
Well, any help is better than no help.
Fair.
All right, I'll talk to Cassidy first, and then I'll investigate the storage closets on this floor. There's more blood there. Does that mean the stabbing happened here? Okay. Cassidy was pacing around the hallway with a finger on her chin, seemingly doing nothing.
yo!
Oh, hey guys! Sorry for not noticing you sooner. I was performing a super sweep down of this here hallway. That's a lot of words for wandering around aimlessly.
Listen to me.
Can you put your sweep down on hold? I have a really important question.
Okay.
Let's hear it. Just don't drag it on too long, Kay? Gotta finish my sweep down before time's up.
You see,
Do you remember who attended the tournament?
The game tournament? Everyone who was slated to join kept their word. So we had a full house.
what about...
There were 8 people in total. Jet, Mark, Grace, John, Kai, and the 3 of us.
Huh?
Something on your mind? Well, since the murder happened in the boiler room,
Well,
wouldn't that mean everyone in the dining hall has an alibi?
Ooh, that's a good point.
I didn't even think of that. She's totally right. Also, since we split into pairs while investigating those rooms down the hall, every pairing can vouch for each other.
Right.
We all split up. What were the groups again?
Yep. Jet and I explored Storage Closet B.
Huh?
Storage Closet B.
Check it out. That's what it's called on the map.
Does she mean the map of the Tozu trinket? I activated my trinket, and sure enough,
See? Storage Closet B.
there's also
There's also Storage Closet A, Storage Closet C, and Storage Closet D. Those are definitely the rooms we explored.
I see.
In that case, Kai and I must have explored Storage Closet C. I remember it clearly. The two of us checked the closet above and opposite the one Cassidy searched. According to this map, the only closet to fit those parameters is Storage Closet C.
correct.
Grace and I investigated the closet directly next to Damon's, so we must have been inside Storage Closet A.
Yeah.
Which leaves Mark and Jean with Storage Closet D. Yeah, that makes sense. Storage closets has been added to the... We have so many fucking bullets!
You know, Damo, since you're here,
Question.
what's the deal with you in the boiler room?
Huh?
What?
When Kai told us party peeps about Wolfie, he said you two went inside the boiler room.
How?
The heck did you do that for? You were supposed to check out the storage closet.
No.
You're not casting suspicion on me, are you?
Me? No way! No, as far as Cass is concerned, everyone is innocent until proven otherwise.
I investigated the storage closet with Kai. We just didn't find anything inside.
Anyway.
Although we did hear someone run down the hallway.
Am I hearing you right?
For real?
Yeah, we did that. Yep. We heard someone. We heard it. Yep. Pat. Yep. Flashbacks, man.
Doubt
Flashbacks.
it.
Weird. I don't remember any footsteps.
It's the truth.
I do.
Really?
Eh?
Ava, did you really? I heard them while Grace and I were investigating the storage room next to yours.
However,
I just brushed it off as my imagination, though.
Us, me and Jet must have been talking over them. Were those footsteps the reason you entered the boiler room, Damo?
It's Damon. And yeah, they came from the direction of that room, so I wanted to see what the person was running
for
from.
real?
Really? I would have just chased after the footsteps. I mean, entering the boiler room after something like that, you were scared a murderer was hiding inside.
What I actually discovered wasn't much better.
True. Then those footsteps could have been. Wait, then whose footsteps could those have been? I don't know why anyone would want to be running around those spooky hallways, let alone in the dark.
What about...
Unless. Maybe they were also looking for a backup generator.
That's not important.
I doubt it's that innocent. Considering the place this person ran away from was the crime scene, those footsteps are probably the killers.
No, you mean fresh off committing the murder?
Right.
Fresh off the murder or a bit after. Depends what time we went downstairs. Either way, whether it was immediately after the murder or not, for a brief moment, the only thing separating us from Wolfgang's killer was the storage room walls. It's creepy to think about. Footsteps has been added to the Truthful section.
Thus, bit by bit, the mystery slowly unravels.
My
Don't need
genius
to
is
thank me.
almost frightening.
Tis all the day's work.
She didn't even do anything. Nom. Okay, can we talk about this blood now? Yeah! There's dried blood on the floor. For some reason, it seemed to pool right around this particular spot.
Dried blood, like in the boiler room.
Eh?
You notice the blood in there?
Correct.
I noticed you noticing
I
it.
see.
I see.
So,
Who do you think left all this blood behind?
Focus.
Well, it can't be Wolfgang, can it? Considering the sort of injuries he sustained, it wouldn't make sense for him to have spilt a lot of blood.
There must be something.
Which means the only possibility we're left with is...
what could it be?
The blood belongs to someone else?
Yeah, exactly. Does that mean the killer's walking around right now with a wound? Someone's bleeding right now and they're hiding it in their costume. Blood spots has been added.
If I didn't notice the blood here, would you have pointed it out to me?
Eh?
I would have pointed it out to you if the rules were reversed. That way you'd know not to step in it.
Right.
Sure, I'd point it out.
Thanks.
Okay. So now we look at these. I knew these storage rooms were going to be in a murder one day.
Interesting.
The map says this is storage closet B.
Right.
Right, the closet Cassidy and Jet explored.
Look,
Do you see that?
Eh?
See what?
The box in the corner over there, look.
Confused, I turned to where she was pointing. That is...
I think I know what it is.
Yeah.
a generator, right? The one you were referring to during the blackout?
Correct.
Yeah, exactly. Since I've explored these rooms before, I knew one of them had a backup generator.
That's...
If this closet has the backup generator, wouldn't that mean the ones who restored the power...
Thinking.
If Cassidy and Jet were the only people who entered this room, then they're the people who brought the power back.
Damn. I'm surprised those two actually knew how to navigate a generator. Yay! That seems to be all there is to this closet. That's so nice of those two. Wait a minute. Let's see our truth bullets real fast. Where's the shrapnel? Do you think this could be a fire hydrant? Or a fire extinguisher? And that's the chemical smell we're maybe smelling? Because there's a fire extinguisher right here. Okay, there's nothing else in here. Let's go. This is the one we explored. Me and Kai, that is.
Okay, this is storage closet A.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a look around. As I began to inspect the shelves, the glint of something shiny caught my eye. Ava, look! There's a rolling pin here. And handprints on it, too. That's what dinged him in the neck!
Strange.
What are you implying? That someone used this recently, and not for its intended purpose.
I know.
Look, can you see how the handprints are at the base of the pin? You aren't rolling much dough if you're wielding this thing like a tennis racket, are you? No, that's how you would normally hold it, I think. Right? The pin is also really dusty. If it came from the kitchen, it would be clean like the other utensils there. Yeah, agreed. Not only that,
Jeez.
right, there's a dent on the pin too.
Really?
On the end opposite the handprints. Can you see it?
Weird.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Handprints and a dent. That's definitely not a coincidence.
Focus.
Could this pin have something to do with that mark we found on Wolfgang's neck? If it was used to knock him out, it would not only explain the dent on the pin, but the bruise on Wolfgang's neck. How did it make its way into this closet, though?
Huh?
What do you mean? How did the pin make its way into the closet after the killer used it? Oh,
There must be something.
I mean, if the footsteps Kai and I heard were the killers, they probably chucked the pin in here on their way out.
Absolutely not.
No, that's not what happened.
Huh?
If the killer entered this closet and hid the rolling
Listen
pin,
to me.
Grace and I would have seen them. Crap, of course. She and Grace were investigating this closet at the time. What if the killer placed the pin in here before any of us came downstairs?
Save it.
If they were out in the hallway, why didn't they use that as their chance to escape? Damn it. She's right about that too. Could this rolling pin really be unrelated? But it lines up so well with the other evidence. Steel rolling pin has been added.
Moving on.
Okay, I don't think there's anything else to this room. Let's keep investigating. One moment she's speaking nonsense, the next she's totally coherent. I don't think I'll ever understand this girl. Wider. Messy.
Look.
This is storage closet D.
Yeah.
Mark and Jean explored this one. Let's see what I can find here. Is there anything weird about this room?
That's...
I think I see something behind this pile of boxes. I stood on my tiptoes to get a better look and...
Jeez.
So they really are here.
Well,
What's there? Extension cords. A whole bunch of them.
strange.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, these are definitely the same type of cord I saw in the boiler room. Only difference is, these still have the other half intact. Huh. The internal plugs are pretty slim compared to other kinds of cords. The fact these cords match the one in the boiler means the killer must have rummaged through these closets for equipment. For what reason they needed the cord, I had no idea. But this was still a step in the right direction. Extension cord has been updated. Besides that box of cords, nothing else about this room is standing out to me.
So,
Do you want to move on?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Still don't know what the extension cord was used for. Oh snap, you're on the murder hell yeah. I'm on the murder hell yeah. This was the closet Kai and I explored. It's hard to get a good look at its contents in the dark, but seeing it now,
I see.
there doesn't seem to be anything important here. I think we can move on. Sorry. Okay, we've looked through all the closets now.
so,
Did you find everything you needed?
Yeah.
I did. The rolling pin and that stack of extension cords, there's no doubt their relevance to this case. At least, based on what I've investigated so far. Oh, Turbo. Do you have any, throat tea? Like, some good tea with honey? Something to suppress the cough, some cough drops? You need something, because if you cough too much, it'll start to rip your throat raw.
Anyway,
Ava, let's go upstairs and collect some more testimonies.
Where?
Finally. I do like her outfit. The fact that she's wearing tennis shoes is really nice for anybody who wants to cosplay as her. Ugh! How many cosplayers want me to wear heels? Fuck you, heels! Okay. Nope. Oh, Turbo. As Ava and I emerge from the basement, on the lookout for anything which could aid us in our investigation.
eh?
Okay. Right in front of us, a flustered Eloise was huddled with her back to the wall. Standing next to her.
Yeah.
Sup, you guys? Might want to lower your voice around here. Some stuff has happened.
What could it be?
Something wrong? Sorry, Eloise had a bit of a frightening experience
You
recently.
think?
I think we all have.
No kidding.
Well, yeah, the scene downstairs is bad, but I'm talking about something else. Well, don't tell me another person died. I didn't notice if anyone was missing. Fuck. It'd be cool to cosplay as Desmond. Dude, Desmond's gorgeous. I love Desmond so much. After Tozu left, we tried going inside Wolfgang's room to look for clues. But the moment we stepped in, she suddenly pounced on me. She?
Oh.
She dragged me out, and Desmond ran after us. I haven't been able to get my heart to stop beating so quickly since.
Huh?
Hold on, this she you're referring to.
Shit.
Yep, it's Grace. She's been guarding Wolfgang's dorm ever since she kicked us out. Grace was blocking access to Wolfgang's dorm? What the hell? We can't let her bar us from entering his room. The class trial could start at any moment. That's what I tried telling everyone else, but they pretty much gave up. Jet and Mark went to the dining hall, Diana went to the laundry room, and Toshiko and Ingrid went to the courtyard. Eloise and I, though, we're not gonna let this slide. We gotta get inside that dorm room. So we've been brainstorming other ways to approach Grace.
Think about it this way.
And we've landed on something. Performing a brief inquisition. Inquisition? If Grace didn't want or doesn't want to cooperate, we'll start badgering her with questions. Poke at her ego until it eventually retreats.
Safety first.
If you want, you can join us. The debater must be good at dishing verbal beatdowns, yeah? I did come here to inspect Wolfgang's dorm, so I might as well. If that's the case,
I'm out.
I'll go to the dining hall and ask Jet and Mark for their testimonies.
Eh?
You're not coming along?
Where?
Grace isn't someone I'd like to be around right now. You three can handle her. Something tells me she's just afraid of her talent being mocked.
Right.
No sweat. Have fun with Jet and Mark.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Ava left in the direction of the laundromat, clearly taking the long route to the dining hall. Should we approach Grace then?
Totally.
Yeah, let's not waste any time.
Okay.
Right, okay. Do you want to take the lead, Damon? Oh, sure. I wasn't going to admit it either, or to either of their faces, but their plan seemed pretty half-baked. Not because I was going to face off with Grace, but because she was too. How could a bumbling person like her be of any help in a verbal showdown? Aw, Damon, come on! If anything, she'll probably make us look uncoordinated. Guess I'll have to do most of the heavy lifting here. Since Grace was guarding Wolfgang's dorm, she should be right around the corner. Oh, she's all the way over there. Right around the facing forward, right around the corner. Like, bitch, that's just the hallway. I really love the writing of this game because while it takes inspiration from DR, it feels so fresh. Yeah, no, right? It's so good. Let's kick this bitch. Don't you two yuppies get it? You're not coming in. I know she has a British accent now. I'm not doing it. Not because I started this as something totally different. I'm not changing it.
Don't get it mixed up.
Hang on, we're not here for that. Damon just wants to ask you a question.
Back off.
He isn't coming in either.
Jeez.
Why not? I need to investigate Wolfgang's dorm room.
Soybean.
Back off, Soybean! His room is none of your business. Except it is. I have to search his last known whereabouts, which includes his dorm room by default.
See that?
What if I said you've done the job, or I've done the job for you? Dude, what if you go into his room and there's like straight up sex dungeon shit? Like that's why she doesn't want anyone to see.
Come again?
As in, you've searched the room.
High and low. Want to know what I found? Nothing. For us to believe that, we need to see it ourselves.
Oi!
You think I'm lying?
Just saying.
There's a chance you could be, unfortunately. Think about it. You haven't given us any reason to believe you. Someone who's got nothing to hide wouldn't be acting so protective right now, you know? It gives the impression there's something you really don't want us to see.
Anyway.
Also, couldn't this be considered breaking the rules? Tozu wants his game to be fair, but being prevented from searching every room doesn't seem very fair.
Don't test me.
Even if it isn't, what are you gonna do? I'll report it to Tozu.
Huh?
You.
Makes sense.
Nice idea. What do you say we look for him now? If Tozu agrees this is sabotage, he might call Mara to help.
Hoi, it's not sabotage. I'm not hiding anything about the murder. Don't try to get me involved.
Uh-huh.
Desmond never mentioned Wolfgang's murder.
Anyway,
Look, just let us into the room. If you're telling the truth, we'll drop our suspicions.
Gotta stay one step
The
ahead.
reality of the situation is, we gotta invade Wolfgang's privacy if we want to know what happened to him. He would want to investigate our dorms if it were anyone else who died. Grace stood there silently, gritting her teeth. Then she stepped away from the door.
Okay.
Sweet, thanks, Grace. With sighs of relief, we entered Wolfgang's dorm. Hey, guess what, Damon? Eloise fucking ruled that shit. You didn't have to pull any weight. Sorry. Nice room. God damn. So this is Wolfgang's dorm. While some of my expectations were correct, a lot about the room still surprised me. I anticipated the layout resembling my dorms, and the decor reflecting his talent. What I didn't anticipate was how messy it was. Well, maybe not messy, just really casual. A room that had clearly been well lived in.
Oi, you.
Don't move things around when you inspect them.
I want to keep the room as it is. Dude, she loved him. She loved him so fucking much. I'd probably honestly do the same thing if I wasn't her. Like, if I lost my significant other, everything he's ever touched, I would never touch again. Like, I just couldn't. To be honest, I'm not sure why I was even surprised. Okay. Let's see, bookshelves? Huge wooden bookshelves, built to the brim with a catalog of books, towered over the room. Skimming the titles, most seem to be about the intricacies of the legal system. Although, some were about old court cases, rehashed with new evidence. Did Wolfgang really read any of these? Or are they all just for show? Clothes. Clothes were scattered across the room, including a familiar-looking woman's jacket. Nothing about them looked suspicious. That's all clothes that they took off to go bang, probably.
Teddy bear!
Large toy bear adorned the bed. Something tells me this didn't belong in the room originally. It's probably hers. Assuming the same thing. Yeah. Sofa. Calendar. Hell yeah! Woo! What a dog! Wolfgang also had a pinup calendar in his room. This isn't what I should be focusing on during a murder investigation. Dude, you know Damon's just like... Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, what about the bathroom? No? Okay. Is there anything else I can click on? I mean, sofa? Did I look at the sofa already? An intricately patterned couch side by side with two red sofa chairs. Even the throw pillows seem to be arranged in just the right way. What's up, Damon?
hi.
Hey, can you check something out for me?
Easy enough.
In here or
That's not it.
in the boiler room? Found a taser gun in there.
Are you for real?
Huh? I can't tell if it's been fired or not. I don't think it has been, but I want to know for sure because if I'm wrong and this taser gun was used, it might clue us into the nature of Wolfgang's death.
No kidding.
What we're talking about is that big of a deal, huh?
Yeah.
Hi, Dijon.
Bruh, they should make a... Okay, just saying. Between Wolfgang and then Damon's ties, they should honestly print and make both of those patterns as a tie you can actually purchase. Like, on a merch site. Because people would buy that. Those ties are cute. Yeah, since you're skilled at using guns, I figured...
All good.
Nah, sweat. I'll see to it once I'm done here. Thanks for the heads up, Damon. Dude, why is he so nice to me? Desmond, you're gonna fucking kiss me. Sorry. Not gonna lie, it would sell. No, right? Oh, the merch would go hard. You get like Eloise's pin. You have her hat, Grace's hat. Like, they would all have like such good stuff. Everyone would buy merch for their favorite character to wear. Eloise was kneeling on the floor, sorting through Wolfgang's bedside ottoman with a serious look on her face.
Hi.
Hey, can we talk for a second?
Give me a moment.
Okay. She closed the ottoman and stood up, now wearing the same nervous expression she always did. I'ma need Jet's fit, do the whole thing? Bruh. I feel so sweaty just thinking of being in a suit like that. Is there something wrong? I want to know where your whereabouts during Wolfgang's murder. Oh. When the murder happened, I was with Desmond in the courtyard.
Eh?
The courtyard? Yes. You can ask Desmond to confirm if you're confused. No, I'm fine.
It's simple.
Let me just ask this. What were you doing during the blackout?
Blackout?
Yeah, you did experience it, right?
That's not...
No, I don't think there was ever a blackout. We were only alerted to the murder because of Tosu's
I
announcement.
see.
So, my theory was right. If Winona never experienced a blackout in the tree room, and Eloise never experienced a blackout in the courtyard, both those buildings must be connected to an entirely different power source. Blackout has been updated. We're not here for that, my ass.
Hi.
Hey. Normally, she'd be meeting my eyes.
Quit it.
I know you suspect me. I can tell by the look on your face. But I don't know anything about his death.
To be in the dark like everyone else? About a person she was so close to? Damn it. Get a grip on yourself, Damon. Grace can claim to know nothing about the murder. But what about everything before it?
Anyway.
So, I heard a rumor you became Wolfgang's new bunk buddy. Bunk buddy is what we're calling it, huh? More like butt. No, I'm just kidding. This room seems to confirm that. How was he this morning? Grumpy? Happy? Really happy?
Sick.
Eh?
Oh, he's sick. Oh.
We were planning to go to the game tournament. But he woke up with an ache in his stomach.
He woke up sick? If you're telling me the truth and Wolfgang planned to attend the tournament,
That's not it.
why did he say the opposite yesterday? Oh, that's right. Admittedly, I am also a little hesitant about attending. I'm not sure if I'll have the time for it. Dude, that was probably Wolfgang just being like, "Oh, I'm sick. I can't go without me." From what I remember, Wolfgang said he'd be too busy to attend the tournament. More like he wanted another round at the pachinko machine.
Watch and learn.
I would know. I interrogated him after breakfast.
No.
What? That's seriously what he meant?
Yeah, okay.
Uh-huh. Which was why I told him, hey, no, let's do the tournament. He was a bit finicky at first, typical for a soybean, but he eventually caved.
Wolfgang was a pachinko player? I'm not sure if I can believe that. Then again, some of the paraphernalia in this room looked neither golf nor law related.
Okay.
Alright, so based on what you're saying, Wolfgang agreed to attend the tournament yesterday. However, come this morning,
Wolfgang remembered the pirate was attending, so he suggested I track down that guy and partner with him instead.
Right.
because you needed to bring a partner to the tournament. Wolfgang. He knew I was miffed about it. His smile said as much. But I walked out the door anyway.
Dumbass.
Wolfgang said he was too sick to get out of bed, so I walked away. Wolfgang really had been bedridden. How did he wind up in the boiler room? Either he didn't come of his own volition, or he was never sick to begin with. By the look on her face, I could tell Grace realized the same. With all that said, it wasn't like Wolfgang to hide anything. For a guy who's so gung-ho about honesty, you'd think he would confide in the person he's closest to. Did the letter I find inside his blazer pocket have something to do with it? At the bottom of the page, fragments of a message were still visible. Secret. 8:15 a.m. and close the door. Oh, specifically close the door because it'll lock on him. Oh, that's fucking dumb. Especially with y'all bunking rooms, what gives? Honestly, I love that idea though. Like, they were trying so hard to prevent a murder, and it still happened. Doesn't this read a lot like a command? He locked himself in there? In a way? Because if you had to close the door and it was already locked, he'd panic maybe a little. Maybe try to use a bobby pin he stole from Grace to try to get the door open. While only a few words were legible, a lot could be gleaned from them. For example, that mention of a secret. Did the rest of the note elaborate on it, or was the word alone enough to scare Wolfgang? I love trying to guess. I know I'm gonna be completely wrong, but maybe he wanted to shield Grace from information even he couldn't handle. I wish I knew Grace's blackmail, since she shredded it. Or maybe he simply didn't want her to know. Whatever the reason, Wolfgang Akira deliberately hid information from someone. You understand completely? I bet you do. Ironic, huh? Grace's testimony has been added. Well, that's all I could find. Why was Grace so antsy about people entering? There didn't seem to be anything suspicious lying here. We're missing the sex dungeon. Like, just pull one of those books and it just... Dude, detective mysteries are the shit. In any case, since I'm done here, I should head to the dining hall. I'm pretty sure that's where Ava said she was going. I'm sorry, what now? Ooh, sorry. Hi, Rune. Both Grace and Wolfgang were dating, I think. So that was my joke about Grace not wanting us to go into that room, was because she was hiding a secret, if you know what I mean. Sorry. Ooh, LA Noire? I never got to beat that game. That was because it was my friend's game, honestly. Oh, Ava? Are you mad at me? As soon as I entered the room, Ava walked over to me. Oh, okay.
Hello.
I've just finished talking to everyone here. Anything important?
Rage.
Nothing important. I don't think Jet and Mark are taking this seriously. This might end like the mock trial where only a couple people know what they're doing. Does she really think so? While that information definitely didn't bode well for me, I couldn't afford to be discouraged by it. Not unless I want to die in this game.
Focus.
See if I can make those two talk.
Thanks.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Is it me, or is there something funky about this place?
Come again?
What? I don't know, man. Everything feels kinda off. I can't place why, though, and it's bugging the crap out of me. Sounded like he just felt uncomfortable being here. I guess I can't blame him. With the turn things had taken, the tension and excitement of the tournament was all but a distant memory. And this room was now a reminder Wolfgang died right under our noses. Shit. Why didn't Tozu fix the blackout himself? Is the maintenance of this place seriously our responsibility?
Not okay!
The fridge and pantry are restocked every day, though. Can't things just be consistent? Whining aside, he made a good point. Why didn't Tozu fix the blackout? Because murder! It's fun! Lying is fun! Thinking back on his spiel from earlier. The tablet's information has been divulged in such a way that both the killer and the spotless have equal chance of success. Did Tozu abstain from fixing the blackout because it was important to the killer? They could easily make their escape if no one could see anything.
Way.
Oh, yeah. Damon, since you're here, I've been thinking really hard about those footsteps we heard.
Come again?
When we were in the storage closet?
No, seriously.
They were soft, right? Like the person was wearing socks?
I see.
Now that you mention it, it did sound like socks on a hard floor. Of all things to be right about, it has to be this.
Huh?
What do you mean?
Man.
I mean, why didn't the killer just wear shoes? Think about it. The sound of something like heels would be pretty distinct, right? Or what about sneakers? They get like really squeaky on a smooth floor. And
Don't say that.
what I'm saying is you could totally figure out the shoe from the sound it makes. And if you know what shoes the killer had on, you can just look for the person with the matching pair. But socks? Anyone can be wearing socks. The person probably removed their shoes for that reason.
This sucks.
Just our luck. Footsteps has been updated. Someone who could remove their shoes. Pretty much everyone. Okay, Mark, you gonna be angry at me? Mark had returned to his position by the equipment.
Hi.
Hey, Desmond and Eloise told me you plan to investigate Wolfgang's dorm. Grace isn't guarding it anymore, so you can go inside now. Let me guess. You don't want to investigate?
It's nothing.
I just came here to make sure my interface wasn't damaged. This investigation could spell the difference between life and death. Yet his priority was his stupid music equipment. Don't you think it looks suspicious, what you're doing?
What?
Huh? I heard people are already giving Grace a side-eye for being uncooperative. What might they say if they find out you've ditched the investigation?
Slow down.
Yo, hold on. Jet called out at us from the other side of the room and ran over. Can't you see Broski isn't feeling well? Give the guy some space.
That's not important.
I don't care. I'm working on a time limit. Who are you to talk anyway? Judging by the look on Broski's face, whenever you guys are together,
It's simple.
out of everyone here, I think you know the least about personal space.
No way.
Sure, Mark might not talk a whole lot, but if he wasn't having fun, do you really think we'd be hanging out so much?
Broskies always stick together.
Come on, Broski, back me up here. Time. Huh? What time did the murder happen?
That's
9:35 a.m. Check this. He pointed to a small digital clock at the top of his music pad.
that's
Huh? This is the time of the murder. It was like this when I came back here. I think the clock got screwed over by the blackout. So now it's frozen on whatever it was displaying before it first lost power. Bro, I can't read. Then that confirms my suspicions. The blackout, and by association, the destruction of the generator, occurred at the time of Wolfgang's murder. DHA pad clock has been added.
My man.
Nice going, bro. You hit the jackpot. Bet it's 'cause I was here with ya, huh? Sheesh, this is getting hard to watch. I guess that's everyone. Unless I can talk to her again.
Where?
This might end like oh, okay. Something overlooked, huh? Guess I can look at the whiteboard again. Cassie had clearly spent a lot of time doodling this. She must be upset that we didn't even finish a single round. First time people have a get-together, and they're interrupted by a murder. Thinking back on it, the game tournament and the murder happened really close to each other. The former began at 9 a.m., while the latter occurred at 9:35 a.m. That's within the same hour. Taking another look at this whiteboard. Yeah. I can see why the killer chose to attack so soon. Hold up. Jean already said he was gonna go. You know whose name's not on that board? It's Grace. Which would be very sad if she killed the guy she liked. That'd be terrible. 8 potential witnesses, all situated in one place, too preoccupied with video games to notice the world around them. There couldn't be a more perfect time to strike. Oh, tournament timeline has been added. Now can I go? Ooh, something else, huh? Kitchen? May as well skim through the kitchen, just in case. Terrific Tozu treats, pasta la vista. Oh my god, all of these are fucking puns. I never noticed. A meat donut. The meat donut. Here's the thing. If they ever do merch, they should definitely make a meat donut keychain. Mac and cheese, poutine, lemon juice, something. And then a little picture of Tozu. That's so cute. I'm definitely making that mask. Looking inside the cabinets, there didn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary. Except, huh? This knife block had a knife missing from it. For a kitchen knife to go missing, at the same time a knife is found floating in the boiler room's water. Which is still weird to me because it's a knife floating, but it's metal. That can't be a coincidence. Missing knife has been updated. Oh my, would you look at the time? I dare say we ought to get this little trial started soon. How does 20 minutes from now sound? Great, great. Please continue to investigate. Until then, see you later. What? There's only 20 minutes until the trial?
Hang on.
Damon. Jeez, how does she keep scaring me? The investigation is almost over. We need to find the other 3 and hear their testimonies.
That's...
The other 3?
As I was saying,
Toshiko, Ingrid, and Diana.
Jeez.
All right, calm down. Desmond said they were in the courtyard, right?
I'm talking.
And Diana's in the laundry room. Then let's talk to Diana first, since the laundry room is in the same building. In the meantime, don't panic, okay?
Can't you see?
I'm not panicking. As she said that, she motioned for me to follow her over to the door. Ava might deny it, but the anxiety which had been bubbling up inside her was clearly starting to boil over. Although with how fast my own heart was beating, I guess she's not alone. Excuse me. Let's go! We got 20 minutes. 20 minutes. In-game minutes. To the laundry room. All right, if Desmond's telling the truth, then Diana should be in here. We also gotta have Desmond's talk about the gun too. Yo, what up, Diana? Oh, this can't be happening. This can't be happening. Diana was standing with her back pressed up against the wall, arms wrapped around herself in a tight embrace. She's in even worse shape than before. Diana, I need to ask you a question. Please, give me a moment. It's been kind of tough.
No.
The investigation is going to end really soon. We can't wait. Oh, okay, sorry. Where were you during the blackout?
Oh,
The blackout. Right before the body was discovered. I was just in my room, alone, doing my makeup. You don't have any makeup on, though. I was experimenting with new combinations, so I wiped it all off already.
I see.
So you were alone in your room the entire morning? Yeah. I just wasn't feeling up to it.
sorry.
Sorry. I'm feeling a little sick all of a sudden. Do you mind if I go back to my dorm? I've asked all the questions I wanted to. Thanks. Okay, she's a little sus. She has no alibi. Like, nobody to back her up.
So,
Do you think she was acting weird at all?
That's...
No weirder than the others. She's like, bitch. Only I saw that? Anyway, since Diana gave a testimony, I can cross her off my list now. Which means the only people I still need to speak to...
where?
I hope Ingrid and Toshiko are still in the courtyard. We won't know until we see for ourselves. All right, let's go before this investigation ends. But what about the taser gun? Okay. Maybe he'll bring it up in the trial. Hopefully he's going over there to look at the taser gun for me. To the courtyard. Also, these drawing or paintings would make really good magnets too. Look at me giving all the merch idea. Like, what the hell? That's just me and my little brain just feeling like, oh, this is sellable. I would buy this. Toshiko and Ingrid have retreated under the bandstand at the center of the courtyard. That's what it's called, a bandstand? The larger girl was comforting the smaller girl, who'd completely hidden her face behind her fan. God, I can't do her voice right now. Hold on.
Hello?
Hey, have either of you been investigating?
Investigate?
Toshiko lowered her fan to reveal a pair of puffy eyes.
Unacceptable! I don't know. What are you expecting me to do?
Dude, my voice is so squeaky. I can't do high-pitched voices right now.
Seriously?
To look for clues.
Clues? Impossible! How am I meant to do that? It's not like I've had to solve a murder before, you know.
My hands have been a bit full, so no luck finding any clues. I can see why.
moving on.
Okay, well, did you at least notice anything suspicious this morning? It could be a person acting odd, or strange sound. That's what most real-life testimonies talk about anyway.
Think this through.
A person acting odd? Maybe not at the time, but looking back, it definitely seemed a little strange. Do you want to tell them, Toshiko?
Okay, fine.
This morning, I saw Wolfgang.
Huh?
When did you see him?
In the dorm hallway, on my back from the pharmacy.
The dorm hallway?
Just as I was about to enter my room, I saw Wolfgang leave his. Oh, Wolfgang! What a coincidence running into each other like this.
Are you already on your way to the tournament, Miss Kayuda? It's rather early.
Of course not. A professional like myself knows better than to attend some silly party.
Right. My apologies.
What about you? Are you going to the tournament?
That's correct. I'm going to the tournament. I'm just heading to the laundry room right now. There's a batch of clothes I accidentally left behind in there.
That's...
Wolfgang said he was going to attend the tournament. That was a lie. That's a straight up lie.
Strange.
Because then he could just take a left and go straight to the boiler room.
Yesterday, he told everyone he was too busy to attend. I assumed he changed his mind. I had no reason to question him.
I heard bits and pieces of their conversation from inside my dorm. The whole thing couldn't have lasted longer than a minute.
Bit complicated.
Toshiko and I are bunk buddies, by the way. Thought I'd mention that in case Damon didn't know.
Okay, thanks.
Anyways, when I heard what Wolfie said, my first thought was leftover clothes.
I don't remember any leftover clothes. But I figure I must have been misremembering. What with my aching head and all.
Eh?
Aching head. I was suffering a terrible headache this morning. Couldn't even see 2 steps in front of me, let alone get up from my bed.
That's why I'd gone to the pharmacy. I was hoping to procure some medication for Ingrid.
Not my proudest moment, I'll admit. But I knew I could trust Toshiko with the job.
So,
Do you know what time the interaction with Wolfgang happened? 10 past 8, I think?
How should I put it?
The conversation happened just a little after the morning announcement. That I can tell you with confidence.
Yes, 10 past would make sense. When the announcement initially played, I was just about to leave the pharmacy.
And she was already inside the pharmacy by 8 a.m. So, Wolfgang, he looked totally fine when you saw him?
Sure. Yes, nothing seemed awry.
Huh. Doesn't that call into question what Grace told me from earlier? Yeah, it just means Wolfgang is lying to everyone because he doesn't want people to know where he wants to fucking go. Either Grace lied to me about Wolfgang calling in sick, or she was telling the truth, and Wolfgang just got outed as a liar. I can probably deduce an answer if I know what time Grace left Wolfgang's dorm. If she left before 8:10 a.m., then she would have already been out of the picture by the time Wolfgang made his move. Hence why she only remembers him in bed. However, if she left after 8:10 a.m., then she would have been there for Wolfgang's encounter with Toshiko, which means she lied about Wolfgang being bedridden during the period of time she was in his dorm. Funny how she never gave me a time. Toshiko's fetch quest. Fetch quest. What else happened after Toshiko saw Wolfgang? That blackout sure gave us a spook. Toshiko and I decided to stay where we were until the lights turned on. But we did watch you and your buddies pass by. You saw that?
How should I put it?
Heard it first, then took a peek. I would have said something, but I still wasn't feeling my usual self. So we watched you up until you all left downstairs. That must have been how you found the crime scene, right? Yeah, that's right.
Too much for me.
Such a terrible sight. I can't believe someone here may actually be behind it. Let's just hope we can solve it. Ding dong. Okay, so we still need information on the taser and Grace's when she left. Fuck, dude. We don't have all the information. That's... All right, everyone. That's time. Please drop whatever it is you're doing and proceed over to the Tree of Ignorance. Don't make me wait too long, otherwise you'll be in for a shocking surprise. Oh, get it? Because your trinkets can zap you. Anyway, just get a move on. It's time.
Fingers crossed.
You two, go on ahead. Toshiko and I will catch up.
Listen to me.
Okay, let's go, Damon. Right.
I'm a job.
Oh, water. Ava and I made the short trek to the room with the tree. Once there, we waited for the others to arrive. It's getting hard to talk. Eventually, everyone had shown up.
So, how are you guys feeling?
Beats me.
Words wouldn't do it justice.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty bad.
I can't tell you how I feel when I don't even know what I feel.
I'd rather we save the talking for the trial. The trial. In just a few moments' time, we were going to be down there. Dude, it's always so sad when you play these kinds of games, when you start seeing people disappearing from, like, the full scene, you know? Like the elevator scenes. And it gets slowly and slowly, like, less people. It's so sad. Down there in the trial room, fighting for survival. Using only our words. Damn it, Damon. Get a grip already. Before the door in the tree opens, I need to ask Desmond if he has any new information about the taser gun.
Hi.
Hey. Hey. Sorry. His voice was steady, but his eyes kept darting around the room. Did you check the taser?
Right.
Right, I did. Any findings? Just one. The gun's blast doors were missing.
Huh?
What?
Eh?
All of a sudden, the ground. Oh no, not again!
Hold on to something, everyone!
Could they have made this any more dangerous? Like, having an earthquake every time the door opens. The Tree of Knowledge, a symbol of sentience, intuition, and understanding, exists here only as a barren replica. The Tree of Ignorance emulates the wonder of nature but does not achieve it. And just so, for ignorance often aspires to be seen as wisdom. Damn it.
Shit.
Well, guess we gotta cut this conversation short. I'll explain everything during the trial. Let's not keep this goat guy waiting.
Holy!
Oh man, this is really happening. We're so screwed. We're totally gonna die.
It is how it is.
You go in expecting to fail, chances are you will.
Game over, man!
I'm
Game
not gonna
over!
think of failure even more just because you said that. Oh, I'm gonna. Oops.
Hold your horses.
Look at it this way. Who here are the cards more stacked against? 14 people working together to solve a murder, or one person trying to lead everyone else astray?
Are we ready?
If anyone's in for a struggle, it ain't the group of 14.
Do you think?
You make a good point. Statistically, the odds are in our favor here.
It'll be okay.
Exactly! Luck will be on our side.
No, it's not.
If luck was on our side, we wouldn't be in a killing game to start with. Can I say something first before we go?
Oh,
What is it? It's a message for the killer.
what did you say?
A message for the killer? The person here who killed Wolfgang. Whoever you are, can you please step forward? Huh?
I want to help.
We don't have to do this. This class trial. If you can just find it in yourself to step forward and bring this whole thing to an end already, then please. Dude, would anyone really seriously do this? Or is she doing... I feel like... Here's the thing. When I play Among Us, and I want to be extra innocent when I'm totally murdering people, I play it up just like this. I'll be like walking down a hallway and I'm like, this person was totally chasing me and I feel very unsafe right now. I don't know who it is, but I think it might be this person. I'm so innocent. Despite Diana's pleas, no one came forward.
Come on.
If someone's determined enough to commit murder, they wouldn't back down because of one person's pleas. Since we're on the subject, I also got a message for the killer.
Dumbass!
Don't forget that the punishment fits the crime, asshole! Enjoy the fucking death penalty! Grace spat out those words and disappeared into the opening of the tree.
Can I go now?
Consigned.
Slow down.
Yo, broski, wait up! One by one, people began to follow suit. I guess if it's time to go. Dude, I have a feeling it's Diana, and I have a feeling it's Diana, but I don't know if that's a red herring. We knew where the stairs would take us, and where the elevator afterwards would deliver us. But everything beyond that was shrouded in uncertainty. There was no mock trial awaiting us. No faux murder designed to waste our time with a stupid mystery. This was undoubtedly real. Come on, Damon. Get a hold of yourself already. Taking a deep breath, I approached the opening of the tree and descended into the darkness. I'm trying to remember did Wolfgang stand in front of Jean? That's like the only open spot I can see. Oh, Wolfgang, I loved you. It was the same elevator, the same slow churning of metal and echoing sounds of clunky machinery. And yet, something was different. Aw, thank you, Sleepy Soda. I honestly thought when I turned this game on that it was gonna be fully voice acted, and then it wasn't, and then I was like, well, fuck. Luckily, the voice actors have quick lines, and some things are fully voice acted, like the trial. So I just have to pick up on what they're tossing down and see if I can emulate it somewhat. Someone was gone. Someone who I never held in high regard. But it was still a person nonetheless. A person with feelings. A person with aspirations. A person with a family. A person who I will never hear speak again. Not a single word. Dude, I just realized the only person who's actually facing us is Winona. Am I ready for this? Was what I did during the investigation the best I could have done? I thought this game was voice acted, then I realized it was you. Aw, thank you. Wow, Link, how many times have I been doing lines in the game and burped in the middle of them? And you thought like, wow, the people they hired for this game, very unprofessional to burp in the middle of the line. Will it be enough to carry me through the trial? Will it be enough to lead me to Wolfgang's killer? I won't know until I do it. Until I face this trial head on. There's no way I can place my faith in the other people here. Wow, Damon is such a dick sometimes. At least put your trust in Ava and like, come on, dude. Makes it more realistic. I There's no way they'll come to the correct conclusion. Our survival depends on me. Dude, he has such first-person energy. Or, like, only character energy. I hope throughout this game he learns to trust and actually, like, love people more. I think that's where it's going, which makes me happy. The elevator began to slow, snapping me back to reality. I adjusted my tie instead of tall, and when movement stopped completely, the doors in front of us opened. Oops. Didn't mean to cut that sound off.
Rise and shine.
Somebody call an ambulance. I think I've caught a case of deja vu.
Isn't this lovely?
It feels like only yesterday we were playing detective with the corpse of a crime scene. My, how insucculent? Oh god, I don't know what that word is. Praying for Damon character development? Yeah, me too. And Toes are so cute. And chipper so many of you used to be. My favorite character is definitely, I think her name's Maru? Mara? Yeah, Mara. I want to cosplay as her just because she has like the panther mask. It's dope.
How interesting.
After all that back and forth over a simple how done it? Isn't it a who done it? How done it mystery. I'm truly curious what today's trial will yield.
Yeah,
Just to remind myself, our names are on the podiums, right? Eager to start, are we?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. To find your podium, just look for where your name is written.
The show must
Come
go
on now, hop to it. I'm so excited, I can barely wait a second longer. I really don't want to do this.
Oh, crud.
We gotta do as he says, though. Otherwise, that enforcer lady might get mad.
Knowing we were powerless to disobey Tozu, we began to disperse and locate our podiums.
Hey.
It's okay, everyone. If we work together, we can do this.
We can't give up.
Right, guys? If we work together, we can solve this case. So come on, let's do this. For Wolfgang.
Although her words elicited nods from the other students, the expressions on their faces told a different story. It was an expression I couldn't help but feel conflicted over. In a moment where I shouldn't have been focusing on my feelings, an expression of unmistakable fear.
Let's get down to trials and see who killed who.
For days now, I've been angry over the mock trial. Angry at how much people resented me for telling the truth, how they twisted my words and assumed my intentions. I'm angry. That didn't mean I wanted to be right. I would have been happy for reality to prove me wrong, for no one to buckle under the pressure of the killing game. But good endings like that only exist in stories. Reality was apathetic to what we wanted, and the events of today proved we were at its mercy.
No, he's great!
So I stood there at my podium, conflicted. To think this tragedy could have been avoided had people just listened to me. But who was it that encouraged everyone to turn on me? Who was it that encouraged everyone to trust each other? If Wolfgang hadn't been so naive, if he just told people to protect themselves rather than each other, then maybe he would still be here. Can I also just say how much of like a slight red herring it was that like Wolfgang's blackmail, talking about like basically a wolf in sheep's clothing, him with the little sheep pin. I was so expecting him to go pretty far in the game and end up being like vicious in his core, you know, like soft exterior with vicious core. I was not expecting him to die first. I honestly thought it was gonna be the gamer girl. Regardless, I can't let myself be consumed by the what-ifs. Although the others may have failed at preventing Wolfgang's murder, I, at the very least, can solve it. I'll uncover this killer. Let them face the consequences of their actions. I'll solve this case and survive. You thought he was gonna kill someone? Bruh, with how strong he was against like the murder in the first trial, I don't know. He wasn't the type. Unless he went crazy. Yes, I would love to save my game. Yes, please. Yes. Thank you. View trinket. Okay. Whoa, excuse me. Blackout, blood spots, boiler room, doorknob, hands, DJ clock, extension cord, footsteps, tournament, timeline, generator, testimony. That he woke up. Okay. He didn't wake up, sorry. Knife, odd smell, shrapnel, steel rolling pin, storage closet, suspicious note, taser gun, thin piece of metal, fetch quest, tablet, Wolfgang's neck. Bruh, there's so much. Get ready for a bumpy ride. I think I got it figured out. This is easy. Easy mode. I have it set on normal difficulty. I think. Yes. I'm not doing hard. Are you kidding me? My brain's not that big. My brain is smooth. No lumps, bumps.
Let's get this started, shall we?
Yes, please.
Welcome back to the trial grounds, everyone. Unlike previously, today will be no circus. No mockery woven with stitches and needles. A true, fair, and proper trial will commence. A battle of wits between the blackened and the spotless. I doubt I have to explain the rules to you again. But even so...
Oh, God, his picture being X'd out. Oh, thank you for the follow, Sleepy Soda. Oh, that hurts me to see that. Okay, one of the things I really liked about some of the Doggin games is how every single frame when someone dies has like a special X, or the frame is like according to what their, you know, ultimate is. So I really hope they kind of do that, but if they don't, that's totally fine. Because I'm wondering if his is so elegant because he's an elegant boy. He's a lawyer.
You must vote for who you believe is the blackened.
God, I love his voice.
If the blackened receives the majority of votes, only they will be punished, and the rest of you will resume your killing game experience. However, if you vote for the wrong person, then expect no sympathy from your hosts.
All spotless students will meet a tragic end, while the blackened will be granted release from this academy. Happy discussing! We pray for your survival and success.
Can someone please break this silence?
I don't want to talk about this.
Wolfgang deserves justice. But putting everyone's lives on the line like this is just cruel.
Oh, crap. Without a lawyer, we're totally screwed.
The fact, too, that, like, the people who were pulling their weight last time was, like, me and Wolfgang. Everyone else was not. Oh, man.
Whenever I turn my head, I keep expecting to see him at his podium.
Oh, don't cry, Toshiko. He's in a better place now, you hear?
Oh, Ingrid. God, Ingrid's gonna die. But when you have a character that's, like, super nice and, like, they're gonna die. I love Ingrid so much. The fact that, like, a lot of people were suspicious of Damon, now he's literally the only one who can work the trial. She better not.
Whichever one of you sick bastards did this, whatever it takes, no matter if I have to kick the brains out of every single person here, I'll find you.
Do you really gotta resort to violence?
Let's just stay calm, okay? Making peace with our situation is, the first step in handling it.
I don't know why, but I really suss Diana right now.
How the hell can I stay calm when there's a killer on the loose? That bastard is watching us right now, fully content putting our lives on the line. Is that what you call peace? Being at the mercy of some dickhead silent observer?
That does sound better with an English accent. I just don't trust my English accent, so I didn't want to do it.
Nobody knows for sure if the killer is even a silent observer.
Also, I noticed a little Tozu on the picture frame. That's a good touch. Good touch.
If anything, the killer might try to feign innocence through other means.
Eloise coming out with the good hits.
For instance, pretending to be outspoken about the case.
Mm-hmm. Huh?
What the? you accusing me of something?
I mean, what you did during the investigation seems really suspicious.
What did Grace do?
She stood in front of Wolfgang's dorm room and wouldn't let anyone go inside. Intentionally or not, it really hindered our investigation.
Because of Grace, almost everyone who planned to investigate Wolfgang's dorm gave up and went elsewhere. It was only after some of us started protesting that she finally relented. You know, for someone who seems so adamant about finding Wolfgang's killer, it's odd she tried to conceal potential evidence.
I'm not saying Grace is definitely the killer. I just think we should be cautious of her.
She has an alibi, though.
Huh?
Grace couldn't have murdered anyone, 'cause she went to the game tournament.
Grace attended the tournament?
Does that rule her out from committing the murder?
Well, yeah. We had to be at the dining hall by 9 a.m.-ish, which was like half an hour before the murder. Nobody left the tournament after it started either. Nobody I know of, anyway.
There weren't many of us there. Had someone disappeared, it would have been obvious.
So, Grace is off the hook? Wow. That plot thread resolved itself quicker than I was anticipating.
So Jean, Grace, and Kai attended Cassidy and Jet's game tournament.
And me.
And Mark.
Damon and I also attended the tournament. We can also vouch for Grace.
You guys aren't lying, are you?
Lying? About Grace?
What the heck? Are you seriously doubting 8 testimonies?
If the 8 of you were really together when Wolfgang was discovered, then Kai, doesn't that contradict what you said before the investigation?
Desmond? What are you trying to pull right now, Desmond?
You told everyone you and Damon found Wolfgang first. How is that possible if you guys never left the dining hall?
Oh, he doesn't know about the blackout. What happened here? Damon and me, we just found him like this.
I never said I didn't leave the dining hall.
But earlier you told us you were with the other attendees.
That's because us partygoers left the dining hall together.
When the blackout struck, the tournament folk joined arms and headed straight downstairs. I would know.
Hi, Moch Moch.
I saw him.
You want to come up on my lap? Mochi, you want to say hi? Mochi? Moch Moch, come. Come. Mochi.
There was a blackout?
You don't remember?
Actually, I don't recall a power outage either.
I have a cat down here. Come here, Moch. Come say hi. Say hi to everyone. Wee.
Mochi, look at the camera. Moch, look at the You are so mean. Oh, Moch Moch.
How could that be? Did an alternate timeline converge with ours?
Why is it that some people can recall a blackout, but not others? Thinking back on the testimonies I've collected, I can probably make an educated guess. I know. I need to buy the extra large, oh shit. Why is it, okay, blackout affected one building. Just one building.
I got it.
I need to get the extra long USB cord, I keep forgetting.
The reason not everyone experienced a blackout is because only the building containing our dorms was affected.
Also, that would only work if they're like in one spot. I want to put the cam like right there and they keep not sitting there. Fucking little shits.
If I had to guess, the courtyard and tree area are connected to separate power sources.
So the tournament attendees were affected, yet they left the dining hall? Why not stay put until the power returned?
Because we were the ones who brought it back. It didn't seem like the power was being restored anytime soon, so we took up the challenge of fixing it ourselves. And just our luck, boom! We found a spare generator lying in one of the storage closets. Of course, then we found Wolfgang.
She's right. The 8 of us split into 4 pairs and inspected a storage room each.
Because of the toaster trinket map, we know which ones, too. Eva and Grace check storage closet A. Jet and I check storage closet B. Damon and Kai check storage closet C. And Jean and Mark check storage closet D.
Yeah, I was with Grace. She can confirm being with me too.
Yeah, we were together.
Oh, I didn't realize. I'm so sorry for what I said earlier.
Sorry? You're sorry for accusing me of murder. Sorry doesn't cut it, you conniving two-faced bitch! If you really want my mercy, then get on your knees and beg for it!
Whoa! Uncool, dude.
Hang on. Even if you aren't involved in Wolfgang's murder, you must know something about his last known whereabouts.
What makes you think she'd be privy to that?
You see, there's proof Grace spent last night with Wolfgang.
Grace and Lawyer Man? Talk about an unexpected pairing.
When I investigated Wolfgang's room, I saw a bunch of golfing equipment inside.
Sorry.
Also, there was a blue woman's jacket tossed over the mantle of Wolfgang's bed.
Ugh.
He's right. I also saw the equipment and the clothes.
The clothes are understandable, maybe. But why was golfing equipment in the room?
Yo, little history dude. Wolfgang must have spilled the beans with you, right?
Why would Ulysses know anything?
Common courtesy. If you're gonna have a one-night stand, you gotta let your roomie know in advance.
Common courtesy also says you should watch your mouth around children.
Red, Jet's the kind of person who'd put the sock on the door handle. When the room's a shaking.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh.
So if I'm getting this right, Ulysses is bunking with Wolfgang?
Well, we only shared a dorm for one night.
You aren't bunking with him anymore?
Let me provide some context. As you may remember, after Desmond suggested everyone bunk together, the male students were directed to the dining hall. Once there, we played rock, paper, scissors to determine who would partner with who.
Oh no, we have the other cat. Hi, Matcha.
Jet partnered with Mark, Desmond with Jean, Damon with Kai, and I with Wolfgang.
Where are you going? Please don't step on the keyboard. Uh-oh. Hold on. Okay, he left. Oh, thank goodness.
Those were the pairings at the time. However, the following day, Grace and I agreed to swap rooms.
Yeah? Why'd you do that?
For reasons.
Totally not suspicious.
It was a win-win situation. I get Grace out of my hair. She gets me out of hers.
You two were originally bunking together?
The pairings were decided via a game of tic-tac-toe. I wasn't big on my partner being chosen for me, so when the opportunity arose to change that, I took it.
Thus, I became Winona's roommate, and Grace became Wolfgang's.
Can confirm. I watched the whole thing play out.
Since the room swap happened the night after we implemented the bunk buddy system, that would mean Grace and Wolfgang have been bunking for about a day and a half.
Bunking?
Ugh, gross.
In that case, Desmond was right about those two being together last night. Grace, did Wolfgang act strange at any point? Like, maybe he said something that stuck out to you, or, maybe had trouble getting to sleep.
No. Nothing weird happened last night. Nothing happened last night, but...
Dude, honestly, she's gonna be lucky if there's no fucking pregnancy coming out of this goddamn killing game.
The morning of the murder, this morning, Wolfgang told me he felt sick.
Wolfgang was pregnant.
Sick? With a stomachache. It hurt so bad he couldn't get out of bed. I was gonna cancel my plans for today, but he convinced me to attend the tournament. So, I left his room right after the morning announcement. And yes, I'm talking about the game tournament. The same one Wolfgang acted all hesitant about attending. Newsflash, I changed his mind after breakfast yesterday.
Hold on a sec. That ain't what you told me this morning.
I have a very strong feeling they were probably doing that. I mean, you gotta think about with all the clothes everywhere and her insinuation that he's very good linguistics.
What did Grace tell you?
Simply put, She felt like competing. Grace knew I planned to compete as well, so she asked me to be her sparring partner, since you needed one to enter the tournament.
She withheld information.
Aye, that she did. Of course, since I now know Wolfgang's condition at the time, I can't say I blame her.
There's so much speculation on her. I'm feeling like it's not actually her. It's just too easy.